Hey, 5 days ago, I lost my Facebook profile. There was a security breach and a tech loop, so I can't log back in. And so to the outside world, I have disappeared. And it's pretty disorienting to have a social media persona, a place in which, like, this is where I am for so many hours a day, and then just to disappear. And so, um, a lot of people have just reached out, been so supportive, so compassionate, and I wanted to let you all know how we're doing, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling with all of this, just because of all the messages that have been coming in. And I hope that this is helpful and encouraging for everyone. And if you notice, I'm in a different place. I'm actually at a quarterly retreat with Karen, my business partner. We're in Massachusetts, and so the timing of this is pretty good. And I'm supposed to be off this week. I have no clients, but we're going to clean up a little bit of this stuff. So here are my thoughts. They're really not in any particular order, but I think you'll find them probably interesting and hopefully encouraging, and maybe, if we're lucky, a little bit inspiring. So the first thing, I'm not mad at Facebook, not even for a second. I was frustrated that I couldn't get through the tech loop. I was frustrated that they kept saying, go here to get your security code, but I couldn't log in here. And like that was so frustrating. But when we realized that it was gone, I haven't been mad. Many people have shown compassion and also kind of lamented about this is the problem with Facebook, or mentioned leaving Facebook, and I have a lot of thoughts about it. So first, over the past 7 years, I've used social media, or 6.5, I guess, to connect with all of you. And I'm so grateful for that. Instead of having to commute to the office, hour and 15 minutes each way, I was able to connect with all of you, people across the world, without commuting and leaving my home. And I'm so grateful to Facebook for that. Because our livelihoods have been built on this platform, we have set up a lot of things, which I'll talk about later, so that something like this isn't detrimental to us. But we've also just been really clear about Facebook's role in our business, and that they are right. It exists to amplify a message that we worked really, really hard on. And we don't try to put too much on them. It is not Facebook's job to make sure I don't have, right, like, these kinds of issues. It's not Facebook's job to make sure they push my content in front of people. It's Facebook's job to do its best to create a positive user experience. And I get to use this tool to reach people in ways that I think would have just been difficult, impossible, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, um, without it. And so we don't have ill feelings towards Facebook, other than, of course, just like the natural human frustration, like, oh man, this stinks. But the changes with Facebook, and even these changes, this would be no different, guys, than if I was well established in a networking group and like the building burned down, the networking group ceased to exist. Like, it's not much different than that, or it's not much different than when COVID happened and people who were used to going to farmers markets every week, and then now there's no farmers markets. Like, it doesn't, like, that's what this is. And I mean, I'm just grateful right now. I don't have to go on Bachelor in Paradise to get more followers, that we can just rebuild this thing. We're in good standing. We didn't break any rules. We have all of our groups. We have all of our business pages. Um, I'm not going to disrespect the platform. Like, it's their playground, and we have been playing on it, and we will continue to play on it. And also, we're not leaving Facebook. Just like I'm not leaving Southern California. That's where my people are. And Facebook, it's where our people are. And no one else has left just because we had a security issue and I lost my personal profile. And so staying, for me, a value is to stay with my people. Like, there's loyalty. And so if y'all are on Facebook, I'll be on Facebook. It would take a lot to fully move me from the platform in a security issue and a tech loop. it's not enough to move me away from where my people are. That's one deep thought. Second deep thought. Since I started Emerge, we've worked with very closely alongside some really brilliant coaches, those who understand the online space. Everything is backed up. We have an email list. We use Group Track CRM. I anticipated being able to find most of my business contacts very easily. We retained access to our previous membership portal. We can pull lists of previous clients. I have clients in my phone. We have multiple backups on our business pages, profiles, and ad accounts just in case one gets shut down, because we know it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And so again, this kind of comes back to really understanding what is my role in my business and what is the social media provider, Facebook in this case, what is their role in the business? And making sure I'm just not expecting it to be my everything, right? And so I guess that kind of starts to transition to this thing about content. So many people have been like, oh my gosh, you have all this content. Must be so hard to lose all the content. Well, first, Karen retained admin access to all of our groups. So she's able to view all of the content by the person formerly known as Tasha Smith. The other day I hired a wonderfully motivated freelance editor who is just devastated. She has to wait till she's 14 to get a job in California. And so now Haley has a freelance editing business. And for her first gig, she's going to screen record any marketing content that we can still view as admins of the group from the previous Tasha Smith. And we should have that project ready in a few weeks. So everything else is backed up. And if it's not backed up, since we can still view it, which is such a blessing, Haley's going to screen record it, upload it to Vimeo. We'll re-upload it into the group. It's just going to take some time. That's okay. Now, I've published daily for years, and I will continue to publish daily for years. I'm not going anywhere. People say, well, the content is gone, but I am the content. And because I've developed the skill of a prolific content creator, if we have to re-record something, it's just going to be better, more effective, more current. It'll have better camera because of technology advances. It'll match my current skill set, which continues to develop through the daily and weekly practice of content creation of things that are relevant to our audience. And so point number 4, like I said, these are in no particular order. I need to rebuild my network. So here's what this means for our business. I need to go through lists from the other backup, and I need to message people and say, hey, this is me. Also, how are you? I have a unique opportunity to have meaningful conversation with people I might not otherwise have a reason to connect with. And I'm not also trying to do it overnight. I'm not trying to go from 0 to 2,700 friends overnight. I'm just going to do a little at a time and enjoy the conversations and know that that meaningful connection with a few people will always outweigh lack of connection with a lot of people. Number of friends is a vanity game. Depth of these relationships and my ability to network through the relationships I have is something that I don't even know if that needs to be a focus, just kind of a way of being. I'm comfortable in startup mode. I know how to start up businesses. I know how to start them from the ground up. It's maintaining them at this like $500 to $1 million a year level that is tricky. Starting from scratch, not a big deal. Whatever I've built once, I can build again, faster, stronger, better. I heard someone say a few years back, when we're rebuilding areas of our business, we're not building them from scratch, we're building them from experience. And as a business owner, we just know parts of our business are going to fall apart. For you'll have legs fall apart, leaders leave, we'll have platforms go down. That's part of being a business owner. No, I do not like being accountable in that way. But I also don't want a boss. So, you can't, there's give and take with all that. 5th, so I hurt my finger playing basketball with Karen's son. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Number 5, I remember early in my career, people were upset that companies weren't stable, that you couldn't count on a company because at any time they could let you down. They could lay you off. You could be investing 15, 20 years in this company, and then they could do layoffs. And I remember experiencing that as a young professional just like Walt. I mean, the company is not the stable part. I'm the stable part. And so I worked really hard to develop my skill set, develop my consistency, develop my stability. So it really didn't matter what the company was doing because I could just take my skills and create revenue anywhere I wanted to go. Right. So if I was selling knives, I could do that. If I was selling education, I could do that. I could lead people to do that thing. That I could obviously sell sales training and leadership coaching and um right. And if this goes down, I could sell something else because the skills that I have, right, even if clients move away from me, the skills that I have will never leave me. The biggest asset in my business is not my personal Facebook audience. It's not even our business Facebook audience. It's not even our email list. The biggest assets are me and Karen and our skill sets and our values. So it doesn't really matter what the market takes away from us. We can't lose the things that are actually the core of what makes us successful. Um, and so, we have decided to start an Instagram platform for reasons that are unrelated to this. We were already in movement on that. But it's not going to take us so long because we have all of these skills that we've developed through our Facebook training and experience over the past 6 years that I think it'll go pretty well. So that's number 5. Number 6, I have had a bit of an identity awakening, and I've asked myself, now that I'm starting over with my online persona, how do I want to show up? The truth is, I don't want to change a thing. I'll just do 3 to 5 posts a week, get things back going again, and the business will run on all the other platforms that it's designed to run on. Now, the 7th, the most frustrating part has been the thought, trying to prove to people that I'm genuine. And I think that's the hardest part of everyone's social media presence, whether you've lost your profile or not. It's been really interesting to think about this idea of how do I prove that I'm genuine and authentic? It stinks, but I understand it's necessary. So first, my first few posts have included pictures of me, and they're current. They're behind the scene view and the story behind them prove that they are today and that they are current. No one can dispute that they are me. Second, I message the people I want to connect with. I included this is me because, and I include memory of something that only I would know. For one client, it was, this is really me because this is the horrible nickname you call me on our coaching calls. For others, I've used taco language, hockey language, or I'll include something that only I know about them. And this is what it means to be genuine and prove your authenticity. And I think this is whether your profile has disappeared or it's the same one you've had for years. Are you showing your face? Are you telling the story behind the scenes so they know it's real? Are reaching out to people, chatting about things that you have in common that only you would have experienced together? Even new contacts, like a company owner I just met a couple weeks ago, I messaged her and I was like, this is me because we were going to go have dinner when I got back from my Massachusetts trip. Number 8, we've been wise with our money. In good sales times, we've saved. And if we get some blowback financially from this, well, we can absorb it. Our hard work, listening to our advisors, lack of materialism, mean we can take financial hits and it won't impact our ability to run our business. We can rebuild and we can still support our families. Number 9, truthfully, the biggest loss is my personal network, not my business network. And it's my actual friends that I'm really missing the most right now. And this is the part that I'm grieving. But I have faith that I'll find them again. And the closest people in my circle can find me through Charlie, or, they could call me if anyone needs me. And so we'll get all that back over time. I'm not sure what about this is helpful for you. I don't really have an agenda necessarily or specific action that I want you to take. Well, maybe. I think I just don't want you to be scared of social media assets either way. I don't want you to withdraw from social media out of fear that you might lose it. I don't want you to, go and be consistent, but still be fearful that what if I do lose it? Social media assets, they're such a blessing. I'm so grateful for them, even when things like this go hard. And the other thing that I just want to say to you is don't worry about missing me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm supposed to be off the rest of this week, but that was normal. That was scheduled. So that's why this is a recorded video as opposed to a Facebook Live. And yeah, we'll just keep showing up every day. We're going to keep asking you what's hard for you and your business. We're going to solve for it. We're going to help you increase your skill and therefore your encouragement and motivation and impact and income. And that doesn't matter if my friend profile has 150 people on it or 3,000 people on it. We're going to show up every single day. And that is what makes our business successful. So hope you all have a great day. I would love to hear if any of this was encouraging or helpful for you. And that's it. All right. Take care.